Hey there, Stephen Bonacore, the Podfather of Gaming. And almost a year ago, I promised you a series that I was going to do called The Podfather Loves. And I started that series with a new game that had just come out, a monster of a game called Dune War for Arrakis. This is an epically large game. As you can see, it's much bigger than my head, and I have a large head, with unbelievable quality of miniatures and the way that they did the box and everything. And it's comparable on some levels to my favorite #1 game of all, War of the Ring. But I'm going to do now a second video in this series. I guess that makes a series. At least 2 for a series, right? And I'm going to show you that a great game that you can love doesn't have to be bigger than your head and hours in playtime and all that, but can be small, easy, light, playable with grandma, but also playable with hardcore gamers in a social environment. And the game that I'm going to show you today is Flip 7 from the Op. Flip 7 is said by the Op to be the greatest card game of all time. It's on there. It says it right there. Okay, is it the greatest card game of all time? Well, probably not, but let's go through it. Let me take you through why the Podfather loves Flip 7. So what is Flip 7? Well, first of all, let's take a look at this box. Very well done, high gloss box, but it's mostly air. It's simply, after you take the rules out right there, it's a deck of, as it says there, 94 cards. And that's it. Let's get the rest of the cards. And that's it. And with this 94 card deck, you can play with up to 18 players directly out of the box. And in fact, if you add another copy of the game, you can play with a virtually unlimited number of players. So now, how does the game play? So in Flip 7, the object of the game is to score points over a number of rounds. The first player to get to 200 points will trigger the end game, and then finally, the player with the highest score will win. Well, you score points based on the numbers that are in front of you, hand over hand over hand. So, the deck of cards also has in it 12 12s, 11 11s, 10 10s, all the way down to 1 1. There's also 1 0. And then there are special cards, which are modifier cards. We'll get to those in a second. As well as special action cards, which we will also get to in just a second. Let's assume this is your hand. This is another player, and this is me. You have an 8 in front of you. You now use the very simple mechanic of hit or stick. It doesn't even say that in the rules, but that's what you're doing. Very simple blackjack-like mechanic. What you don't want to have in front of you is 2 of the same numbers. So you're looking not to get an 8. But the chances of you hitting an 8 right now is pretty low. So you take a hit. You have an 11. You now have 19 points on the table. Next player's turn. Hit or stick. Look at that. They now have 16 points on the table. They have successfully taken that card. I'm going to take a hit. Ooh, I get the very powerful 0. Now, why is 0 powerful? It's obviously 0 points. I have 9 points right now. It's powerful because there's only one of them in the deck. And one of the things you're trying to do, besides get as many cards that will score, is if you can get 7 cards in front of you, only numbered cards, not those special cards that I mentioned over here, not these cards and the action cards. But if you can get 7, the hand ends immediately, and everyone scores what's in front of them. The person who got the 7, the Flip 7, will then get an extra 15 bonus points. So we're going to continue going around. You can stick at any point and just bank the points. Let's assume for a moment you take another hit. And look at that. You now have 10, 29 points. Not bad for one round, but it's getting more and more likely that you might bust if by getting the same number again. Let's say this player got a 12. They're doing pretty good too. They had 16, 18, 28, doing very well as well. I'm a risk taker, and I'm not in that much risk, so I'm going to take a card. I now have 17. I'm well behind. Let's say for a second, you're also a risk taker. You're going to take another hit. Oh, you busted. Done. You're out. You score 0 points for the round. We just put these cards to the side. You do not reshuffle at the end of each hand until the deck runs out. Next player. They also bust. They got a 12. 2 12s. They have busted. They'll also score 0 points for the round. That's okay. I'm the only one left. And now I can stick or I can continue hitting, but I'm a crazy person. So, of course, I'll take a hit. 6. Now I have 17, 23. I'm crazy, 23. 9, I bust. So that's an example where everyone would have gotten 0 points for the round. It's not uncommon, but mostly people don't take as much risk as I was showing there. There's other cards in the game called modifier cards. This simply modifies the score that's in front of you. So let's just say for a moment I had these cards in front of me and I drew this card, and then maybe I even drew this card. Well, this would give me an extra 10 points to here, but it doesn't count for the 7 cards that I'm trying to get to so that I could do a flip 7. Remember, you don't have to get to 7 cards. You can stop at any point. But these cards are powerful because they just add without putting you at risk. There are about 10 of these types of cards, plus 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and a times 2 as well. Then we get to the action cards, and there's 3 very powerful action cards in the game. This one, a little take that, is called the Flip 3. You can take 3 cards yourself, or of course, and if you're the only person in the hand at the time, you have to take the 3. But if there's somebody else in there, look like they're in danger, you give it to them and you make them take 3 cards, and if they bust, they're out of the hand. Freeze. Someone's in the lead, you want to stop them, you make them freeze. They must now stick. And the best card potentially in the deck is the second chance. If I have the second chance in front of me and I flip over here a 6 again, which would bust me, I can simply throw out the second chance, and if I want, I can stick, or I can take another hit. Oh, I got another 6. I would have busted anyway. I didn't set this deck up. I just wanted to show you the cards. That is the entire game of Flip 7. But the genius of this game is that it plays up to 18 players out of the box, and you play it as a party game. You play it with your family. You play it with your friends as that filler game before everybody gets there. It's beautiful. So I haven't really done justice to the amount of fun you're going to have with this game, Flip 7. You can even see I put my little sticker logo right here on the front already because it comes with me every place. I take it to the family events, as I've mentioned. I take it to game nights just as a quick thing. And you can play it with 18 players. It doesn't shine with 3 players as my example was here. It shines with 5, 6, 10 players. And you can play it literally with as many players as you want. 18 out of the box. Technically, you could go higher than that. They don't recommend it. Buy another copy. Throw this box out because it's so much air. But the op has got something really good here with Flip 7. A fantastic game that you will be playing as your filler game, light game of the night. Having fun, laughing, making people take cards that they don't want to take. Flip 7, the Podfather Loves. Flip 7. Stephen Bonacore, the Podfather of Gaming. Hopefully I'll continue this series a little bit more in the future. Bye now.